Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, we're going to be having a look at
Octachron! Yeah, man!
It's a wicked, smart, randomizing drum sequencer. But first, I'm going to treat you all with a friend of mine, friend of the show, brand new band from Australia called Of Flesh. This one's going to melt your brain. Are you ready? Let's do it. Holy shit, how good was that? Man. There we go. What an amazing clip too. Sick band. So this is a friend of mine who's been on the show. I interviewed him, I think last year. His name's Riley. He plays in another band called Mechanical Black, and he's just released this brand new band. So there's a pinned comment. Go and check him out. Go hit the sub. They've got 2 songs only, and the video clips are both as sick as hell. They're just wicked clips. Go check him out. Seriously, wicked stuff. What a great mix of like really heavy and melodic vocals. They are called, of course, Of Flesh. And they're an Aussie band. So there's a friend of mine, Riley, he lives in Sydney. And I messaged him. I saw the track and was like, dude, can I play this on the show? Will I get a copyright claim? So no copyright claim. So it gets played. All good. Yeah, hey, I hope you're all doing good. Welcome to the show. My name is Jade. This is How to App on iOS. I'm feeling a bit today. Yesterday I did a live performance on the Metalhead Hippie Show. If you missed it, please go and check it out. It was a wicked performance, not by myself. I'm not talking about myself there, but amazing artists who played with me. It was a three artists on the show. It was me, Thomas Christ, and Falcon Blueser, who, by chance, Falcon Blueser will be on the show here tomorrow for an interview. We'll find out more about him. An amazing folk guitar artist, just an amazing artist. His voice is so wonderful. And Thomas killed it yesterday, yeah? Falcon Blueser was amazing, but Thomas absolutely killed it yesterday. Thomas Christ, who's moderator here in the chat. Big him up because, yeah, go and check out the show yesterday. It was amazing. Hopefully Thomas can maybe put a link to the show. There it is here. It was this one. Man, let's see if we can, man, it was a long show.
Round it travels, it meets a scanning ear.
Thomas was amazing, man.
The bones are rotten man. Decayed through all these years.
We had Falcon Blueser.
One more.
Where's Falcon?
And you did.
Such a sweet voice, Falcon
It's been
Blueser.
awesome playing for all
And
you
then
guys.
I got to finish things
They
off.
go. They're giving you,
Not the talking stuff.
you know, I have
Oh,
favorites.
too much
I have-
talking. Too much talking. Anyway, it was a great show. It was really wicked. So it was one of the best whale shows, and I'm not saying because I was on it. Just Hippie was on fire, had some really good questions. There's a lot of good banter that went on. So the whale show's getting better and better. It's getting better, man. So check it out. And thanks to everybody who came along. I also want to say thank you too for the Wart Warriors, people who become members of this channel for $1 a month, and you get cool custom emojis in the chat to play with if you are a Wart Warrior member. And also we do every now and again a quiz, some music quizzes and stuff like that. Anyway, there's a lot to cover today, and I'm going to try and get through as much as I can. We've got a fantastic app we're looking at today, and I see that the developer is here in the chat. Awesome stuff. Let's say hello to everybody, and then we'll get down to some news, and then we'll get down to this wonderful app. Jim Shannon, what's going on? Cold Acre, welcome to you. Audible Video, hello. Thomas Christ, the man himself, there he is. Hugh Caldwell, what's going on? Who else do I see in my magic mirror today? I see the Lily Pillies. Scott Borthwick, hello. Frank Terzo. Dan Eckberg, Gonad. Gonad. Rhett, the Mix Club. Check out the Mix Club's channel if you haven't. The dude's got some really great live streams teaching you how to mix and master your music. You can get better by watching him. There is Vortex, the man from Mobile Music Pro. Had a wonderful stream today. I was watching from my bed at 6 a.m. with a cranking headache. Falcro, Richard, hope you're doing good. Cy, always a pleasure. Effing good to see you. And Cold Acre, who he's saying hello to as well. Oh, man, I'm putting on a good act, guys. I'm feeling like shit today. Here we have Octachron's dev is here. Now, I'm not sure who is it. Which one do we have here? Let me scroll up. I think I saw, but I go Fat Panda Cat. Hello. Let me keep scrolling. See if I can find all my things. Leela, Lou Reality, Panda Gets here. always paying to get. Jade, is that how I say your name? Welcome aboard. Good to see you. And I'm just making sure I can get as many people here. Where are we? Where are we? So if you've got any questions today that I can't answer because I'm a dipshit, we have Dev here today. Oh, we've got Taz here today from Octachron. So reach out. I'm sure he'll help with anything you want. He'll even buy you a new car. Ask him to solve world peace, and there you go. Taz will sort it for you. Don't. I'm talking shit. Nobody can solve world peace because humans are idiots. All right, let's break into some news quickly. I want to cover a couple of things. If I have missed you, I do apologize. I'm an idiot. Where are we? Let's talk about this because I've seen a lot of people crying about this and we need to put this to rest. Today, Apple announced the biggest upgrade to the App Store pricing, adding 700 new price points to their pricing. Now, if you have read this article and out of it you got this, Apple are going to put prices up. You're a fuckhead. Sorry, you're a fuckhead. You need to read the fucking goddamn article. Basically, it says here, I'll read it to you. Apple today announced the most comprehensive upgrade to pricing capabilities since the App Store first launched, providing developers with 700 additional price points and new pricing tools that will make it easier to set prices per App Store country or region, manage foreign exchange rate changes, and more. Okay? Hey, Russ, what's going on, my friend? So basically what they're saying, and that's all you need to read to understand what's going on. They're going to, with these new tools, make the disparity between foreign exchange rates more manageable, not as mental as what it is. Yeah? So they've got more power to make the pricing make sense. It's very good. It's not a bad thing. So if you're one of those people who's typing away in the forums going, it means everything's going to be more expensive, look at this chart here. It actually gives developers the chance to offer apps for 29 cents. You idiots. Wake up. And for our developer here today, he could even decide to make his app worth 10 grand. So they've added lots more price points. This is just going to be fairer. It's going to make more sense because there are now 174 storefronts across 44 countries. So we need to have a fairer pricing system. And this just makes... And look, developers need to eat, man. You know, they need to eat. It just is what it is. You can't expect everything and the world for nothing. So there you go. But this is not a Apple saying everything's going to cost a lot more money. It's not that at all. So really, relax. So there's that. Speaking of price drops, are there any? Nothing's changed from yesterday. So we don't really need to cover anything about Evolver, Nanostudio. Head over to AppSlice. There's a link in the description. Go save the link. It takes you directly to the music apps. All you do is go to the link in the description, click here, save it as a bookmark or a favorite, and then every day you can just do this like I do, load it, and it'll give you all the current price drops. There you go, price drops. Hello, I'm Stephen Tucker. You sure are, and I'm not. So, what are we looking at today? We're looking at Octachron. It is a MIDI drum sequencer, but it's a little bit more than that, yeah? It's a little bit more than that. It's worth $6.99, and like I say on all of these shows, I'm not telling you to go and buy all of these apps. I'm here to mess around with it, show a little bit of it, and help you decide if it's right for you, because apps aren't Pokemon. You don't need to collect them all. You just need the ones to help you make good music, yeah? All right, is there anything else I need to cover? They have a website for Octachron, and there is a manual here, so let's talk about this. It's really easy to find, octachron.de, and you've got all the info, features, gallery, specs, download, manual. You can find the manual. You can also access the manual from within inside the app, and it will take you to this very website. It's a very neat and clean manual, just like the app itself. It's not anything that's going to rot your brain. Fat Panda Cat says, I'm sorry, all I heard was, buy the app, buy. Yes. Well, you need to take that Babel fish out of your ear. So before we jump in and have a look over here on the iPad, because this is a specific iPad app. This is not for iPhone. I'm sure it would, I don't know, I'm sure it would translate on iPhone. I'm pretty sure that I'm correct. We'll just make sure of that. Am I correct? Octachron. There we go. App Store. I'm pretty sure iPad and Mac only. So there you go. So let's bounce over to my Mac. Oh, there it is. So if you purchase this for your iPad, you will get the Mac version. Here it is, running on my Mac. Look at this. Boom. I'm on my Mac just to prove it to you. You may think I'm lying. There's my Mac, see? And I'm moving my mouse, and there it is. It's over there. Boom, boom, boom. So it runs on your Mac. You can open this up. It is an AU into your DAW, into like Logic or whatever you're using. Lovely jubbly. And we like more of these apps appearing on Mac as well. And there's a reason why I like that, because eventually I'll be telling you some news about where this channel's going a little bit. All right, shall we open it up and have a mess? Now, normally I have a little project that I've organized to kick off with, but today, unfortunately, I had that stream yesterday. I had 2 streams yesterday. I had to do a live performance. By the time I finished the live performance, it was 8 p.m. I had to sleep, and I didn't get a chance to do that today. So we're just going to mess around and see where we go. And the first thing I want to talk about, you can use this as a standalone. So we'll show you it as a standalone. And here it is as a standalone. Now, the only difference you'll see with it as a standalone compared to an AUv3 is the additional buttons across the top. Hello, Zach Thong. Boom. So you see these additional buttons across the top, and you'll see a play, a BPM, and link, which is Ableton Link. So you can link it, Ableton Linky Link. And you have this MIDI connection set up here. So you can essentially, if you see where I'm going with this, you can connect this externally to a piece of hardware. And I'm going to do that too. So you can connect this to a piece of hardware, drum hardware. Maybe you've got a synth you want to connect, because this is not only a drum synthesizer, this can make music as well. So this is the only 2 differences that you've got here. And you can see Mini Fuse. And if I turn on my Microfreak, it should appear here. There it is. There's my Arturia Microfreak. So I could very easily connect this to my Microfreak, which is sitting back there on its stand. There's my little Microfreak. So good stuff. So not only can you use this with software, you can use this with your hardware too, and that is really wicked. But we're going to use this today as an AUv3 and mess around with it in here. And shall we do that first? Let's open a MIDI channel. Let's open an audio channel, and in this audio channel, I'm going to set my hardware to my Arturia Mini Fuse, and then we're going to go in here, and we are going to choose Octachron, because this Octachron doesn't make any sounds, right? It's just a MIDI. It's just a MIDI controller. It just sends MIDI notes. That's all it does. You connect this to instruments within AUM or Cubasis, or as we're going to show with hardware. So we're going to find this in here. And of course, we want to send this out to our Microfreak. Is that what we want to do? I just did this before the fucking show. I'm such a dick, man. Anyway, we want to go over here. So this needs to go out to the Microfreak. That's right. I'm just going to hit play. We're just going to start something in here. And you know what? I'm actually going to do this last. Let's do this last because I've got to show you how to use it first, don't I? I've got to show you how to use it first, bloody idiot. I told you, folks, it's been a morning. Okay, so we'll get rid of this. And what do we load up? Let's start with something like, what's 4 pockets, 1 Digisticks? Let's try that. Let's start a Digisticks 2. So we've got Digisticks 2 set up here. And we need to connect this. We need to send Octachron to Digisticks. So now, as usual, if you've seen the show before, this is in a MIDI channel, which generates notes. It is being sent to Digisticks 2, which is a drum machine, as you can see here. So it has drums. Now, what's really cool, the first thing we're going to show you about this is here's our pattern. We've already got it running because I can control it with the playhead in AUM. Let's hit the octopus button because it's one of the things you're going to want to do first off before anything else. And what you're presented with is load, save, and save as. So if you create patterns in here and setups and everything, you can save and save as by giving it a name. So that's cool. But here's where it's really nice. You've got this load mapping. And the dev has very kindly gone ahead and, because you'll be well aware, a lot of apps have different mapping for drums. Like you'll open one and the MIDI mapping is different to another one. But they have gone ahead and made a whole bunch of little presets here for specific popular apps that are available, which is nice. So you can see here we've got SDS, Drum Computer, Rustmaker, 2 Rustmakers, Pure Acid. We've even got Nanostudio 2 Slate. Nice, very sexy. MV08, some general MIDI, FAC drum kit, a DM2, DM1, Digisticks. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm just going to hit Digisticks. And it's now automatically mapped to that specific app that we have loaded here, Digisticks 2. Wicked. And let's show you some really fascinating things before we start playing. There's this shift button up the top here. Really nice. When you hold it down, notice what happens here. So we have, and when you load in a MIDI map, it pre-populates all the names here. So you can see we've got a kick, snare, clap, low tom, high tom. Now when we head over to shift, watch what happens to those names. They change to the MIDI numbers. So we can see our CC numbers, 48, 49, 53, and they're giving you the notes next to it. So if you want to use this to maybe make with not a drum app, instead with a piano even, you can do it with a piano if you want. So really neat that at a glance, you can see where everything's mapped to. And because it's already been pre-mapped, I can easily just put in a few kicks here. Let's just do 1 kick there. Snare, and if I hit play by the magic of, yeah, baby, it's already mapped. We've got it going. Too good. Let's add in some open hats. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Now, wasn't that easy? Really easy. So, and one thing that's interesting too, and you're probably saying to me, hang on a minute, well, can't I just do that in Digisticks? Yes, you can. Digisticks has its own sequencer. We know that, but you know, it's a little bit complicated. There's a lot of setting up for this. If you really just want to get down to making some beats really quickly, this is really good just to do that. Because look at it all. This is complicated. There's a lot of things going on. This is a great way to quickly sequence some things in here. Plus it does a whole lot more than that. So there's a quick bang beat for you. All right, if we hold now, you can see in this, let's talk about the top section here. So you have your little sections across here. And each of these can go up to 32 bars. Am I right in saying that? Let's hold down. So we have Oops. Get it together, idiot. Let's go over the controls first before we get too deep. So the little octopus is where we can customize our, and once you load a mapping, right, what's really ace, check this out. In the customization screen, it gives you everything. Look at this, all the CCs in here. So we've got your kick where it's done. And some of these apps have like, you know, knobs like effects and everything. But we'll get into the CCs. But you can see where everything is customized, and you can go in here and customize this all in a little menu. Plus we have a generate scale section. So I can actually pick a scale in here and a note and a bass octave as well if I want to throw a piano in here. Neat, huh? We'll come back to that. So that's the little octopus button when we click on that. And the manual's down the bottom too if you want to get to the manual. Here in the little grid section, this is where we've got our overall options for steps. So we can have up to 32 steps is our max. And you see when I change that, it just opened up a whole lot of new space. Or we can go down to 1 step, or we can go back to 16. And we can change the timing as well because we've got a clock divider here as well. So if I hit play, what have I done? Dick. What have I done here? Have I muted shit? Have I muted over here? You know what? Let's, oh, I'm in the wrong thing. That's why. There we go. So we can use the clock divider to halve that timing down, bring it right down, or we can take it up to 6. Nice. So this is an overall setting for everything. So when you change this, every block up here that you create will be the same. Yeah. So all of these up the top, and this is where you can find your song mode, which we will go into momentarily. Let's get back in here. You have an instant pattern switch, a CC on every step, and I like this one. 0 pattern marks the end of the song. So once you're in song mode, you can build up a whole bunch of parts to your song, but you'll understand that soon. Also, we have this really fascinating swing and swing grid. What's going on, Jamie? Good to see you. Dude! So we've got a swing. The swing can be found here in this little section. And if we start playing and mess with the swing, all right. And then we have this fascinating button here called the swing grid. And this is if you want to make your music sound demented. Or like you're drunk. That's if you've got a drummer who just can't hold the beat and you're like, dude, what are you doing? But really good for like electronic music where you're creating some really strange randomization off, kind of slightly off the grid. You know, and we all love that kind of stuff. Tape hiss, destroyed sounds, and wonky. That's what Jacob Hack called it. Wonkiness. Wonky sounds. So you can hear that it's a little bit. Absolutely, it would work really good with Splat to Clat because there's a lot of wonkiness in there too. So we can take the swing out of there now. And then you have an overall MIDI section down the bottom here too. So you can decide overall what channel this all goes out for MIDI. And I'll get to the point that each individual section you can choose different MIDI outs as well. All right, so we mentioned this shift button up here. When you hold down shift, you'll notice too, not only do you get these changes to the little side here that tells you your CCs and the notes. Notice up the top here where this song section is, you get these little spanners that you can change. And we'll talk about these. But you've got two ways to tap into like any of these sections in the song mode or the individual tracks. The two ways are hold shift and then tap. Am I right? And so you can do that, or you can hold shift and tap here and tap like the little section. Or what I prefer, holding shift is a bit of a pain in the ass for me. I just prefer with any of these, so the kicks, to access the options, just hold down and they'll pop up. Just long press, and they'll pop up. Nice. All right, let's look at these kicks here. They will go through these instruments. So when you long press on a part of the kit, here's what you get. You get this little screen pops up. And this is nice, so you don't have to keep going close, next one, open, close, next one. When you open one of these, the thing at the top here you have is the up and down arrow, so you can skip through the tracks nice and easily. That just makes life so much easier, really well thought out there. And here's where we've got all our randomization. Now this is part of the newest stuff in here, randomization and the chord and the scaling and stuff. So we have density, randomness, and trigger. And I'm sure most of you will know from a lot of drum apps, densities, randomness, and creating these kind of funky things. And we can change the mutation and randomness. And all we need to do is hit apply, and you'll see these kicks change. Boom, boom. So we get 66% density, bring this down to 38, boom. We can pop up the trigger here, and we're getting all these different results for randomization. Let's just hit play. If I go back over here, that would help. Let's do some randomization. So you can do this for every piece of the kit. Really easy. Fantastic. Look at it go. What have I done? What have I done? What's happening? Is this a bug? What happened? What happened? It went crazy. Is it still going? I can't stop it. What happened? Did I do that? Is it the Apple keyboard? I think that was my Apple keyboard that did that. I think I think it was my button got stuck down. Oh, I don't think that was a bug. I think it was my Apple keyboard. Exciting stuff. All right, so let's hold down again. It was disco mode. Is that a new feature? All right, let's continue on. So if we scroll down here, we can clear a row really easily. So it's really easy to clear something. If we apply back, we bring these things back. And you can move. So if you notice, watch me, if I move left and right here, you can move these kicks left or right, wherever I want. So you can do that. That's nice. And you can go down here and you can rename it to whatever you like. And you can choose a different MIDI note if you like, if you want to choose a different MIDI note. But as you see, like some apps, you know, they're not going to automatically scale because there is no MIDI mapping. But most of the time, the MIDI function will work. But here's what's cool. If you load up an app and the sounds aren't connecting, here's what you can do. You can go through and you can test. And you can move forward and you can test to see where you are. What a really nice thing to do. What a considerate thing to do. I think that's really nice. So if you may be like a whole octave off the actual note, so you can actually just move through 12 and that's really clever. Very clever stuff. More apps should do this. There's a lot of very clever MIDI stuff that is inside here, which I like. And you can change the channel as well. So really good for multi-out stuff. Yeah, really good for multi-out because you can individually change each kick to a MIDI channel 1, snare to MIDI channel 2. So a lot of customization that can be had. What's going on, Metalhead Hippie? I did sleep, man. I did. So much so, I had all this stuff to learn today, and I'm hoping to get through it in this show. So there you go. There's your individual channels. Now you've got mutes for all these. So very easy to mute. And look how cute the mutes are. Each mute has its own individual color. Look at that. Isn't that cute? I think that's cute, but I'm a dickhead. It's these little things, these little details that make you happy, I think. And you can tell when something's not muted when you're on a track because it's got that, it's blacked out. It has no color. Just little touches to really like it. Nice stuff. All right, so we've covered that. Let's talk about the overall randomization. So once you create a pattern like we have here, or if you don't have a pattern, if you start out with nothing, if you hold down on any of these blocks as part of your patterns in your song, you are given this whole section here. And this is where you can start creating your song. So I can go in here and say, all right, I want this to repeat 4 times. Right? So now, when I hit play, let's go into song mode. If I click song mode on, you can see it counting down. So you got these lovely little buttons up here telling you when it's going to move to the next one. Let's jump out of song. Oh, we'll leave song mode on. Cool. So that's really, really fun. Edit without a cue. We'll come back. You can copy. So we can do a quick copy. We can go over here, hold down. We can paste. There we go. Easy. So you can copy and paste stuff really simply. You can clear something. So let's go over to this one we just copied and pasted. Hold down, hit clear. That's gone. Everything's really easy to use. But here's where things get fun. We have this smart randomize. Let's hit play and hit a smart randomize. Yeah! And we can move this left and right, or we can move it up and down. Pretty good, yeah? Nice stuff. All right, let's load up some. We'll keep it as this. Let's create something else. Let's go into track number 2 here, and we'll do another randomize, and we'll make this 2. Then we'll go into another one here, and we'll randomize this, and we'll make this 1. So now we've got song mode on, and what happens? We'll go back to the start and hit play. So we got 4 for the first one, 2 for the second, 1 for the third. And see what happened there? It got to the end, got to the last one here, and it went back to the start. Now, we saw something here earlier in the sequencer settings, which is this one. 0 pattern marks loop end of song, which I'm sure you understand what's going on there. Thank you very much, Hippie, for the kind super chat. You rock, my friend. Boom. Boom. So let's play that now. Oh, it didn't stop. I thought it would stop. It did for me. Am I wrong in saying that? I thought that would stop. I thought it stopped at the end. Pattern 0, pattern marks loop, ends of the song. Ends in song. I must be going mental. Maybe I read the instructions wrong. Fucking hell. All right, well, we need to move on. Fuck me. My brain hurts. Let's talk about the CCs and let's talk about the velocities and stuff like that because it's really important. First, what we're going to do is we're going to go down here and we're going to load a new MIDI map. Let's do that. Let's find something like Rustmaker FM. Now, I think if I clear this and grab Rustmaker FM, I'm just going to do this. Let's go again. We'll connect this. Make sure we're connected to Rustmaker. Make this full screen. And we want to hit the octopus. Load. Now, what you're going to notice is, so we've got all our instruments. It's all connected here. So we've got a couple of empty tracks down. It only stops the channel. You're right. I've got to remove this. It only stops the channel. All right, let's talk about velocities and stuff. So what we're going to do in here is go up and do a random. Okay. Just for fun. So we've got Rustmaker happening. Now, there's plenty of CC stuff we can do with velocities and stuff. And let's get into that now. So down here, we have the option when we click. There's 4 things that are pretty much, well, sometimes it's 4. We've 4, yeah. Velocity, step repeats, probability, and row length. So these are a given with everything. But you'll notice down here we have CC modulation. And these change per MIDI mapping to a specific app. Or you can create your own MIDI mappings in here. So you notice down here we've got pitch, speed, amount, decay, because the devs realize in Rustmaker there's all these things like pitch, speed, amount, attack, decay, saturate. So these have already been MIDI mapped for you to mess around with. That makes life so much easier. Let's do this, make this a little bit bigger. So if I head into pitch, so we're on the kick at the moment, and I hit edit, you have to turn this on. And you can see, if I turn up the chance and the range, look at that. It's starting to move. We've got automation, bitches. Look at that go. Nice. And you can rename these if you want to. If you want, you can change the CCs if you want as well. So it's all good. They're all completely customizable. So now that we've done that, it gets even better because not only do you have that modulation running, but you've got modulation here down the bottom as well. So we can modulate and draw down here, add in a few more kicks. And really get some pew 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 going. And then we could pick like, let's go with some saturate. So we can add a saturate here as well. Turn it on. So we've got a range there, a long range, 50% chance. And again, oh, I'm still on the kick, aren't I? What am I doing? Yeah, we're on the kick. So let's go into this snare here. And we'll change the speed, yeah? And we'll change the pitch as well. And there they go. Look at them. They're off on their merry little way. You can essentially get all these motherfuckers all moving around and doing a little dance. Very easy. Not forgetting, also, you've got... What have we got here? We've got a hi-hat here. Let's put some more hi-hats in there. You have the standard stuff up the top here. So you've got velocities. You can draw these in as well. You've got also step repeats, which is your stutters, your da-da-das. What do they call them? Your ratcheting, pretty much. You also got probability. You can reset the probability. You can change the probability from here. You can reset it at any time. And if you really want to start getting some Euclidean kind of stuff happening, you have row lengths as well. So I can now draw these in and I can change the row length. So now this is a lot shorter. We can go into this snare here and change the row length as well. So now we've got different channels, different kits, all at different timings, and it's getting mental. Let's go into our kick and change that too. Really fun stuff. Really fun. I mean, this is incredible. So, also, if you load something up and it doesn't have MIDI mappings, let's ditch the drums for a second, and we'll just remove this and reload a new one. Octachron, and just for idiot's sake, let's put in a piano just to show you what I mean by melodies. So we're going to connect this now to pure piano. Load this up and hit our little octopus. And instead, we're going to hit generate a scale. So we can choose a scale now from here. So we can set this up and choose a scale. We can choose an F. We can choose a minor scale. And we can even choose the bass note. So we can take this down and hit generate. So there's that. Let's go in here and hit some randomness. And all of a sudden, I'm in an avant-garde jazz fusion band with Bill Frizzle. And we're off. Yeah, so so you can actually make tunes here as well because you're told here what notes are. Look at this F. Here's your note. So you could really clear this out of here and you could write something. No, not a problem. Really nice. Yeah, and the best way, I saw that question here in the same Octachron grid, yeah, it would be just to open multiple MIDI channels. Remember, you can open up multiple sounds here, and you can send those to different MIDI channels as well. So you could send all the kicks to digisticks. Like I could send all the kicks or the notes to hit one of the channel's notes to this MIDI channel 1. Then I can open up, digisticks and send all the snares to MIDI channel 2 of digisticks. You see what I'm saying? So there's so many different ways you can use this. It's really, yeah, it's a wonderful toolkit to play around and create multiple ways to do things. I'm trying to find the words. Sorry, guys. I'm so not with it today. But yeah. Look, and it doesn't have to be a piano. You can find anything. What else can we just quickly grab here? Some kind of instrument. Oh, dude, let me scroll up for foul's sake. I don't know. What do we find? Something quick. Let's try something like I won't do that because I haven't tested it. Let's just do a synth master, right? And then we can open Floss up and have some fun. So 909 is another one that has a preset. So here it is, analog rhythm. But wait, it gets even better. Like, what's really cool is... Go, Floss, do your thing. We'll get rid of these. Let's get rid of these. And let's open up something like... another one here, because we've got in here as well, we've got FAC drum kit. We've got Pure Acid. Now, this is interesting. If we open up Pure Acid... It's only the drum section of Pure Acid, right? So this is where things get really fascinating. So if we go Pure Acid and go in here and connect it all up. Right, now at the moment, Pure Acid's being controlled by the drums in Pure Acid. So all we need to do is turn off the drums and we should be good. I think I'm right. There we go. So now you've got the flexibility to keep using all the your bass. You can use your sequence. You can use everything else, but you can control the drums by turning off the actual drums in here, and turn off these drums, and now we can control everything in here. Also works with, oh God, I had this thing running too, didn't I? Dickhead. Also works with Drum Computer. Drum Computer works well with also, plus, let's go in here, load Drum Computer. Oh, I loaded SDS, didn't I? What a dick. So it works with SDS as well, and the same with SDS. You need to go in there and Why can't I find drum? Oh yeah, I had the right one. Drum computer. Connect. So you can use it in here. You can use it with SDS. I'll show you with SDS too, because you may load it up with SDS and go, what am I doing wrong? It's playing the sequence. It doesn't make sense. So we'll connect this to SDS. And you actually need to go into the settings and disable the sequencer in SDS. Yeah, it says beware. Don't listen to it. What am I doing wrong? I'll tell you what I'm doing wrong. I'm just going to do this. And the last thing I'll do today is load up a external source. Have I connected this right? SDS. What have I done wrong? Oh, God, man. I'm pretty sure that's how you do it. Yeah, am I right? I did this last night. I'm having a bad day. I don't know why that's not working. I've done everything right. There we go, SDSX. I need to load it up, don't I? There we go. So as you can see, I disabled the sequencer from within here, because if I don't do that, it will use the programs that are in SDS. So now we're controlling it in here. Nice. But remember, you can go in here and you can, where we've got this CC modulation, you've got 8 of these. You can go in and to your heart's content and choose your own CCs in here, and then, you know, go connect to anything you like. Remember, you can, yeah, it's very, very cool that you can go and just modulate anything from within here. It's really wonderful. All right, the last thing I'm going to do, let's just shut this whole thing out. What are we, 8:59? Is we are going to make sure that's connected. We want a MIDI channel. Octachron. And we want out to Microfreak. Am I doing this right? I can't remember. I'm so shit at MIDI. And then we want to go into, is that right? So now this is connected to my Microfreak, which is sitting over here. Yeah. And we can go in here and choose a generator scale. Choose a, oops, let me get both screens up for you. There you go. So we can choose a D, we can go to an F, harmonic minor. Look at all the scales we've got. We've got a heap of scales, Dorian, all of them. Change our bass. So this can be used with external drum sequences, sequences like the Microfreak. What are you waiting for? It's a wicked little app. Really fun. Really good stuff. But it's up to you guys, isn't it? What do you think? Is this something that you can use in your flow? I think it's really, I think what I like about it the most is that it's really clean, you know? It's really clean. So, and remember too, well, before we do that, let's just start this, keep this playing again. You can add whatever you want in here. You've got all these fantastic effects that you can add. Do whatever you want. So, well, I mentioned you've got you've got ratcheting pretty much, Jim. So you can ratchet up to what it was at 4, I think. So, good stuff. But I'll tell you another person, if you want to get another good view on this, go and check out Jakob Hack. He did a really, really fantastic look at this. So go and check out his channel. He's subscribed to Jakob. He's amazing. You know, it's Jakob Hack, man. He's sick. So go and do that. Go finger all your things. And that is that. Really nice stuff. I think it's a great little app. And I'm sure if it's something that's going to fit into your world, then it will fit into your world. Let's remind you of what's coming up on the show tomorrow, guys, because we have a wonderful interview coming up with... Oops, no, that's the wrong one. We've got Falcon Blueser coming on the show tomorrow, who's an amazing folk, acoustic, metalhead singer-songwriter from Chicago. And, yeah, you're really going to love this guy. He's got I can't wait to hear his story, how he became the amazing artist that he is. I'm going to joke a bit and call him a bit of a commie for fun. But there you go. That is that. Now, remember, if you are a Patreon, guys, we've got a few copies of today's app to give away when we spin the wheel. I want to thank Taz for being here today and joining me on the live stream. Thank you very much. Thanks for supporting the channel as well, my friend. And as usual, guys, remember, I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make us better. And you know what?
We'll all rise together. 'Cause you make me shine better. And we'll all rise together. Make me shine better. And when the night is cold and lonely, we all shine together.
You'll be dumped automatically over to Thomas Christ. You Rock straight after this show. We'll see you over at You Rock. There's the link. Thomas Christ plays your music. Together. Yeah. Sing it, Mamsie. We all rise.